Australian cinemas are in the midst of a massive transformation as film prints are being swept away by the digital revolution. The change has been likened to the advent of talkies and was widely feared to be the final nail in the coffin of the nation's independent cinemas. But the independents have fought back and this month are announcing a string of deals with Hollywood studios that could mean a resurgence for cinema in rural and remote Australia. Matt Peacock reports.
Without question, the single biggest change for the industry since sound and colour were introduced to movies.
It's the brave new world.
There is something really interesting going on.
Overnight, Avatar was the game changer for the whole industry.
The blockbuster Avatar, with its 3D special effects, boosted cinema audiences despite the economic hard times. But it's the digital delivery it came with that's set to transform cinemas as we know them.
It's really a 1 in a 100-year change. We haven't had a change in technology for that long. It'll change the whole industry. It'll change everything.
So the feature films...
Already the big two Australian movie exhibitors, Hoyts and Greater Union Village, are converting away from the spools of 35mm film to these little hard drives. And with the change, the cinemas too will become much more. They'll become lounges where you'll see movies, opera, sport, even gambling.
Cinemas in the past that were perceived only as movie destinations will suddenly become known as entertainment destinations.
For a place in the World Cup, he scored!
Everything from interactive advertising right through to gaming and other digital forms of entertainment are now possible through the digital projection capabilities that we now will have installed in all of our cinemas.
But what about the smaller independent cinemas, once the social hub of rural and regional Australia and historically the staunch supporters of the local film industry?
The long-term prognosis is that there will be no 35mm celluloid prints made again, and there will only be digital prints, and so they need to convert.
The independents will wither on the vine and die if they don't make this transition effectively.
Historically, Australia's independent cinemas have barely survived at the fringes of the Hoyts and Greater Union national chains who've had a stranglehold on the big movie releases. But now the independents are fighting back.
The last 100 years of cinema in Australia has been a duopoly. This is an opportunity to change all that, and the audience will benefit, the communities will benefit, and the Australian film industry will benefit.
Mark Sarfati is CEO of the Independent Cinema Association of Australia, or ICAA, which recently teamed up with the Australian satellite distributor Omnilab Media to take advantage of an offer by the Hollywood studios to subsidise the conversion to digital.
So, Mark, what's really exciting here is that we're going to be able to do...
Together, the independents have more than 600 screens, enough to deal direct with Hollywood.
The cost of producing a digital film print is cheaper than producing a 35mm print. So, when we look at that, we know that it's in our interests as well to support and help the exhibitors, the cinema operators. And we've devised a model and an agreement whereby the distribution community will support and subsidise, fund exhibitors to transfer into the digital world.
Paramount has already agreed on a virtual print fee, or VPF, and Sony Pictures' Stephen Basil-Jones says he too is close to a deal. The independents describe the agreements as world firsts.
This financial subsidy deal all over the world has been done by large multinational companies. This deal is the independent exhibitors working together with Omnilab Media. It's unique because it's a partnership with the cinemas themselves.
The opportunity for those guys, particularly on alternative content, becomes in some ways even greater than the city-based exhibitors, because music content, opera that traditionally they wouldn't get or would have to travel to, they now can reinvent their businesses as well through different types of content.
For Omnilab Media's managing director, Christopher Mapp, digital delivery means all film distribution is now up for grabs.
We're doing it because we believe the next step, which is opening up that
digital delivery network, not only for the independents but broadly across Australia, New Zealand, for the main multiplexes, and also further through the regions of Asia.
Here at Como Cinema tonight, they're screening a premiere of the local film Belladonna. Como belongs to the family-owned Palace Cinemas, the largest independent chain. It's already converted some of its screens to digital. The Hollywood deal allows it to go fully digital. And in the process, according to Benjamin Zekela, continue to back the local film industry.
Independents also support Australian films. A company like Palace Cinemas represents only 4% of the market share, but on Australian films can generate up to 50% of the box office.
Not every cinema is going to fit inside this model, and for those that don't, they're going to be in regional and rural areas. We need the government to be involved in this, just like the government has been involved in the UK and in Europe and the US. No one wants to see an environment where you go out to eat and your only choice is between McDonald's and Hungry Jack's. We need independent cinemas just like we need restaurants.
But for the independents who do fit the deal, it could mean a revitalised experience for their audiences outside the capital cities.
You'll see concerts, opera, you name it, can be live or delayed. But you'll also see those films, particularly the art house films, a lot sooner than you would have otherwise seen them.
Matt Peacock with that report.